spent the last couple of years cultivating a way of living that has become conscious, or more conscious at least. I do my best. And so I watch my thoughts, and my actions they're fairly conscious. So I give myself a lot of space to move and to make decisions, although most of the time it looks like I'm moving at the speed of light. So I'm curious to know how all of you out there are dealing, adjusting, dancing with this new state of being, a new way of life that most of the planet now are starting to experience with social distancing. Are you going through any struggles? Are you noticing any narratives in your head that are going on? Like a lot of people are in fear right now. I mean, open the conversation, or open this space for reflection on where fear is showing up today, right now for you. In what areas is it showing up? Because fear is a really, really powerful energy. I have been working with fear, me personally, on a personal level, for the last 2 years. Fear and anger, actually. Noticing how I suppress my fears, or noticing, exploring, getting curious on how fear shows up for me, mentally, physically, and on an emotional level. And then how I deal with fear, how I cope with it. We have 3 states. We have fight, flight, or freeze when we go into fear. It's a condition of modern day life. A lot of us today are actually functioning from this form of survival mode that is fostered from fear. When you receive a sense of, your sensory system is receiving information, is saying you're in danger, and your fear is the marker for that. The 3 states that we go into, one is fight. Obviously, it's like, okay, that's it, I'm going to protect myself, and our whole system, all the systems that are existing in our body, this incredible intelligence. Our body just gets ready. The adrenaline gets us all ready. The blood is pumping through all the organs. Blood is pumping through our systems ferociously to provide our organs with all the energy and nutrients it needs to fight. Okay, that's the fight mode. And then, of course, we have the flight mode, which is, we feel fear, we notice the situation we're in, we're on a sensory overload. Our 5 senses, sight, taste, smell, touch, and hearing, switches on and sends all this information to our brain, fires up all these, I don't know what the technical word is, but the neurons, I guess, in our brain, fires it up, switches on all these systems, and starts a series of chemical reactions going on, which then set our body into a recognition of a specific feeling and a reaction, like a program, right? And so then all these signals are sent into our body to action what it is the brain has processed as being is the necessary response. So if flight is one of them, then our choice, instinctive choice for survival, is flight, which is to run. And so the same thing happens. The body, the sacred highly, the amazingness of our body, our systems all work together and gets the blood pumping, that gets the heart pumping super fast, and gets the blood pumping to the muscles so that we can run. We can literally run. And of course, the third option is freeze. And we notice this a lot in insects or animals, small animals, and we might do it ourselves, which is literally. And we advise this in certain circumstances, actually, with certain dangerous animals. If you find yourself in a situation where you are feeling threatened, or feel you may be entering a threatening situation, one of our options is literally to freeze, which would be not to move. And the idea behind that being that if we don't move, then we are not making ourselves seen or able to be sensed by the predator. It's about making ourselves small, making ourselves sort of disappear into the environment. So these are like sort of the standard modes, survival modes that we go into. A lot of us now, particularly in this global landscape, are in fear, right? We're in fear of our health. We're in fear of our survival, our lives with the virus. We're in fear of the safety of our families and our loved ones. Some of us are maybe separated from them right now. I'm feeling completely safe. My mindset is very much I'm staying healthy. I'm drinking loads of water. I'm sleeping like I've never slept before. I'm sleeping 8 hours a night. I'm eating well. I'm catching as much sunlight as I can to feed my vitamin D in my system, which helps build my immunity, strengthen my immune system. I'm taking whatever supplements that I have at home, coconut oil, turmeric, anti-inflammatory, garlic, primrose oil, calcium, vitamin C, lots of vitamin C in the form of fruit actually, and eating my fruits and eating my veggies, my greens, and I have my own stock of superfoods here in the form of powders, and so I'm adding that, making myself smoothies and eating well. And more importantly, I'm making sure that I move during the day too. So these are all tips for you. Don't wait. Start now. Again, this whole global situation is giving us the opportunity to make radical change today. I say time and time again because today is all we have. Tomorrow hasn't happened. Yesterday is done. Today is what we have. So these are the opportunities for us right now to step into a new state of being, a new way of living. So I start my day with meditation. And meditation can look like lots of different things for many different people. Meditation could be you waking up in the morning, closing your eyes again, and just lying still in that in-between state of being awake and being asleep for as long as it feels comfortable. It's that being really connected with a state of consciousness that is beyond being awake and not being asleep. For many of us, meditation looks like prayer, and prayer can happen at the side of your bed with your hands like this. Prayer can happen on your mat with your hands open. Prayer can happen lying on your back with your eyes shut, again with your head on your pillow and just holding a deep, deep intention or sense of gratitude. Meditation could also look like getting on your yoga mat. It could mean brewing yourself a lovely cup of tea. And that whole process, mindful process of preparing yourself nourishment in the morning, cup of tea, cup of coffee, preparing breakfast. These are all different forms of meditation. It could be that you go sit on your balcony or sit on your garden and you just sit there and you tune in to the sounds of nature, the sounds of life around you. Or perhaps you focus your eyes on what is in front of you, whilst expanding your awareness, sort of pulling out focus as it almost is. It's almost as what I want to describe. You know how we can look at one thing, but actually be able to notice everything around it. So that's also a form of meditation. So many ways to meditate. It's just sitting still, being still. Perhaps some of you have a moving meditation practice. That might be animal flow, primal movement. It might be dance even. Whatever it is, it's a great way to start your day. It gets us in your body. And that's where we want to be. I mean, we're on this earth in our bodies. We want to get connected to our bodies. We want to notice how the body is feeling. We want to notice our level of energy. We want to notice the parts of our bodies that are feeling really good and well oiled, and the other parts of our bodies that perhaps might be a little bit sore or a little bit stiff or a little bit uncomfortable, thus calling for us to take a little extra care with those areas, maybe a self-massage, maybe extra rest. And like I said, these are our times. These are the times we have been asking for all this while. We have been asking for time and time again. I hear people say, including myself, I can't do that because I just don't have the time. I really want to do this, but I don't have the time. And now we have all the time to do these things. We have all this abundance of time to dive into these new experiences, create new experiences for ourselves, create new activities, new patterns of living. really. We can come out of our hypnotized, homogenic pattern of living, scheduled and planned, and get really creative, because that's what we are. We're creative beings.